Podcast. I'm Ryan. I'm
John.
joined by Josh.
Yeah.
How you doing, Josh?
I hate it when you do that.
Oh.
I'm good. I'm good.
This is a very special episode of the Mighty Fish Podcast. Josh, would you go ahead and let the audience know what movie we will be talking about today?
I don't want to.
Could you be so kind? Could you help me out?
It may have been something. We watched Justice League.
We are here to talk about Justice League. It's been about a week since we've seen it, so I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not fresh in the brain, and there's not a lot of staying power when it comes to that movie.
I still remember some of it.
Oh, I remember it, but it's not like I've been thinking about it.
No, I think I thought about it today. I was thinking about some of it, and that was about it.
Yeah,
Because we were going to talk tonight.
exactly. No. So, what did you think, Josh? Well, I'll let you start with this one.
Well, as a man who was very vocal
Yes, very.
and vehemently against seeing it, I think we actually have me on record as declaring again and again that I would not pay to see this movie.
At the end of most episodes, I would give like a rundown of what we
I
were
think it's
planning
like
on
the
doing.
last 4 episodes I'm yelling at
I
you.
give a rundown and I'd say, like, we might see the Justice League, and then you would chime in and say, I'm not seeing the Justice League.
I think you called me an idiot at one
And then one time I just got mad and told you were dumb. And then per your suggestion, reader Josh, we went and saw Justice League in a packed theater opening weekend.
A packed theater.
Opening weekend, but to be fair, it came out on a Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We saw it that Friday.
That Saturday.
That Saturday, yeah.
Or no, Friday. You're
Was it
right.
Friday? Was it
So it was
Friday?
2 days after it came out.
In my defense, I suggested 2 movies hoping we would pick the second.
Okay, fair enough. But
Because I wanted to see The Murder on the Orient Express, which I still have not seen.
yeah, either have I. But to be fair, this is going to sound stupid to people that live in other cities and are going to be like, what the fuck? But how much did you pay to go see this movie, Josh?
$11.95, I think it was.
It's like $11.50 or something.
It was almost $12, yeah.
But a lot of people, that's like their normal general admittance price.
Yeah, not up here. No, not in our
Yeah, no, I don't know if you saw, but like Cinemark has started, I think, in response to Movie Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere near as good, but also Movie Pass is so inconvenient to like actually do. I don't give a shit about it.
It sounded really compelling when we first started reading about it.
Yeah, but
It was an interesting idea.
Cinemark started this thing. It's $8.99. You get one ticket, and it rolls over. So, like, say you don't go to the movies for a month, the next month you'll have 2 tickets, and every ticket that you buy, and you can get your tickets online with no convenience fee, which is nice.
That's interesting.
But
No shipping and handling?
yeah, every ticket that you buy is $8.99. Now, to people in certain areas, that's actually a super good deal.
Oh, yeah.
For us, some of our the hell was that?
It sounded like a USB plug-in.
Oh, weird. Some of,
Everything's still going.
let's start this again. For some people, that sounds like a good deal in certain areas, but for us, like, our general weekend, admission price
Is like
sometimes
nine
is
something.
like $9.50 on a bad day.
Yeah.
General like weekday is
Yeah.
like $7.
Yeah, when we went and saw Blade Runner, it was what, like $6 or something like that?
And not to mention Discount Tuesday is like $5.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's like it's only $8.99 if that's cheaper than the other price.
Yeah.
Which whatever, but yeah. So they started that, but for us it was like wow. We saw it in large format. We paid like $11.
We saw it in the XD, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was my suggestion.
It was. We were in I guess I should. We got sidetracked, but in a packed theater, literally, we were the only people in the theater until the trailers were almost over.
Until the end of the trailers, pretty much.
Yeah, and this isn't a 200+ person theater.
Yeah, it's huge. You were asking if I liked it.
Yeah, what did you think?
I enjoyed the hell out of it, dude.
Yeah.
Another reviewer that is far more popular than we are and much better at their jobs is he said it was the best comic book movie of 1997.
Yep.
And I was thinking about that afterwards, and I'm recalling now. That's 100% correct. If we had never got like X-Men or X-Men 2, I think that this movie would have been considered the one that's turning the comic book movies around, you know.
Yeah.
But at this point, it just feels dated.
Yeah. So,
you got something on the brain? I can see you're percolating.
I had a decent time watching this movie. The problem is, in the parts that are really bad, and normally really bad with things like Batman vs. Superman and Man of Steel like that, they were actually good.
Mm-hmm.
But the things that are just normal Zack Snyder slogs, because he wants to be a visual filmmaker, and because he is, but
he's very good at it.
But as far as story is concerned, and subtext and meaning, they're long, boring slogs, and
he beats you over the head with the imagery.
Yes, it's still present. I was like, the first 20 minutes, nothing happens.
No, and arguably, nothing happens towards the end of the movie.
Yeah, there's no conflict between anybody.
You're kind of just sitting around waiting for that big fight.
Yeah.
To happen,
which is a
you...
structure of those old type, but like there were fun character moments that you could tell got added into the fucking movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, we need to address the fact that this is two separate directors because Zack Snyder stepped away due to his family crisis.
Yeah, which we talked about in another podcast.
That we addressed, yeah. And then Whedon stepped in and did a bunch of reshoots, fired the original composer for the soundtrack, I found out. Hulkenberg he fired, brought in Danny Elfman, and apparently, according to Danny Elfman, it was a nightmare to work on.
Oh, wow.
Which sucked because I enjoyed the soundtrack for the film. But anyway, massive reshoots, which is funny because we were wondering how much he was going to, if anything at all. And apparently he did do a lot of reshoots, a lot of rewrites.
The overall structure of the story and like what wanted to be told was there.
It flows all right.
Yeah. That didn't change. It was character moments, character interactions, and tonal and
I was gonna say
visual shifts
and over the visual
they're not even like
shifts
overhauls, but like they shifted some of the imagery to match the tonality changes he was going for. in certain scenes.
The lighting is very different. It's there's a lot more brightness to this, and I feel like, especially with Superman and Batman's costumes, it did not, and the Flash, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Did not lend well to the bright, like, those are definitely costumes designed specifically for the lighting choices that Zack Snyder and his people make, because he's got these, Superman and Batman have these weird light highlighted areas on their costumes that would catch in the darkness.
In certain color grading.
Certain coloring that Zack Snyder chooses. And in the much brighter light of a Whedon film, the costumes look bizarre.
Yeah.
They've got these weird patches, and there's angles in the costumes that look like they have no place. They don't make any... They're not pockets, and they're not bits of armor. They're clearly there to be highlights.
Yeah.
And it just...
Stylistic.
Exactly. And it looks odd. I think Wonder Woman and Aquaman probably came out looking the best.
Yeah.
Although that's one of those areas, and we were talking about it after we saw the movie. I remember this conversation. We were talking about how it's got that Zack Snyder feel, though, because you get plenty of shots of Wonder Woman's ass cleavage, and there's a couple upskirts, and it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, there were a couple shots that I was like, yeah. And then what he changed the costumes for.
The Amazons.
For the Amazonians.
Where they looked like practical but like islandy.
Yeah.
In this movie, it's just like, hey, let's put them in sexy armor bikinis.
Yeah, like if 300.
Yeah.
It's
all slave Leia bikinis.
Yeah, exactly. Which, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
That's his thing, but...
It's not as bad as Sucker Punch.
No, but... So, it's hard to be too critical of the movie when I had when it's like, okay, it wasn't awful. I wasn't mad in the theater, whatever. But the fact that
we were laughing when we came out.
Yeah,
because that's the thing, is it's like, I feel like this is as bad as I would have enjoyed them all being, because it's still a good time. I didn't leave the theater angry, like you're saying.
Yeah.
And but like,
but think about it this way. If they were able to take this movie and give you those parts that were great and make the whole thing overall be overall enjoyable, imagine if one director, and let's be real, Whedon, had full control over the whole movie.
yeah.
And you get more of a vision like Wonder Woman was. You know what I mean?
This is one part that I'm going to disagree with you. You're talking about overhauls and stuff. And when it comes to imagery, no, it's not a drastic change.
No.
Too much. But characters
Yeah.
are completely different.
Yeah.
We have a Superman that has never existed. And we're
And a
expecting... And a Batman.
Well,
but like,
that didn't
Superman,
exist prior.
yeah,
I
and
guess.
Superman is like so detrimental to this story.
Yeah.
They set it up and it's so bizarre. Like, racism exists now because Superman is dead. And there's hobos.
And that's what I'm talking
there's
about.
fighting in the streets. And it doesn't make any sense. And everybody's talking about how great he was and what a good person he was. And all we ever saw Clark do was be a dick.
That's what I'm talking about with like...
And with Batman, he's a lot more lighthearted.
Yeah.
He's more Whedon.
The weird slog that I'm talking about, it's like, yes, you have the parts that it's like where I think Snyder's angle on this was going to be like it's still going to be the whole like, oh man, he was such a dick and now, but now things are going to shit and like,
yeah, we didn't know what we had.
We didn't know what we had and blah 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 blah. And instead they like Whedon tweaked it
to be like Superman.
To be like everybody is upset that he's gone from the get go.
Yeah.
And that he was just the best. He loved everybody. Earth was his jam.
Dude, they got this whole thing where like Bruce and him are like best pals, and then the story changes halfway through, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we forgot his whole motivation was to kill him."
And I'm like, wait, they were just talking like they were the besties.
Yeah. Like every time Bruce opens his mouth about Clark, it's just about what a great dude he was, and he was way more human than me. And I'm like, no, he fucking wasn't. And it's all this shit, and like Wonder Woman even says, like you said, she's like, "What happens when he sees you?"
Yeah,
you know, and you get that great scene with Henry Cavill's CGI
upper lip, yeah,
because he's what is it? Mission Impossible 6. Yeah, he's got this awesome looking mustache. I mean, that's Tom Selekian.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use that as a word? Tom Selekian.
I was in the middle of drinking, but I was gonna be like, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice way to describe a mustache.
Dude, it's very, very thick, very well groomed. It's a good mustache. But yeah, it's not as bad as... it wasn't as bad in that scene as it was with that cell phone camera at the very beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the worst thing in the film. Obviously a very...
Like I said, that was to tweak the opening thing that Zack Snyder did. Mm-hmm. Because
it humanizes Clark.
Yeah.
And that's the most human he ever seemed. And it's my problem was with the way it was filmed, because it's supposed to be a child, and Superman is Henry Cavill's like 6 foot. It's supposed to be a child filming Superman, and it's like eye level with Clark, dude, the whole time.
Yeah, no, selfie stick.
Yeah, he's just holding it up there in his face. I just see him sitting there stretching with the tippy toes, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little nitpicky for my taste.
You know what, man? I will nitpick.
It's a little nitpicky for my taste, but it's also an odd, like, criticizing this movie is an odd exercise because the tweaks made it enjoyable, and that's why we like it. But at the same time, it just adds all this weird inconsistencies in tone and blah 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 blah. But it's like
Cyborg's character is all over the place.
Yeah.
I never know. For one thing, he's the most boring character in the movie. Mm-hmm. He's terrible. And then all of a sudden, at the end of the movie, he's cracking jokes left and right. Yeah. He's a lot more lighthearted. So I don't know where his rewrites came in.
And that's what I wanted to say too. It's like, they they decide like, oh man, we should probably introduce this character. So they have Wonder Woman go and meet him on like a no extras backlot.
Oh yeah, dude.
And I'm
it's
like, this
just an
has to
empty
be a
street.
reshoot. But without that,
Was it
he
a
would-
backlot?
Yeah, it was. Oh, it was a backlot.
Okay, because it looked convincing enough
It-
to me, but it didn't look
It was.
real enough.
It was like CGI enhanced backlot for
That's-
sure.
yeah,
Like
okay.
there was a lot of layering going on.
Yeah.
But it was on a backlot,
Yeah.
and no, there was no extras, and they just conveniently had that be because he doesn't know how to be seen.
Yeah.
Even though he's in disguise, that doesn't do anything. So,
That hoodie that just glows.
Yeah.
Like, it's the thinnest hoodie ever.
but that feels like that would be an add-in shot. But
Mm-hmm.
without that shot, he literally would just show up in another action scene. And I think that was probably the plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was gonna be like Wonder Woman, where he just shows up and they're like, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah, oh yeah, like when he shows up to help them when they first
Yeah.
encounter what's-his-face.
Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf. Stop calling him Stepping Wolf.
He's from a
And-
Native American myth.
Alien.
Yeah,
No, he's not.
yeah. If you don't know a lot about Steppenwolf,
Don't listen to Ryan.
I've got the inside scoop.
He's got nothing. And I don't feel like we need to go into how bad Steppenwolf looks.
No, it's
It's been said.
he's a very good Dragon Age Origins boss.
Like a mini boss.
Yeah.
Like, and that was the thing, dude. We were talking about that as well. He never feels threatening enough.
No,
Like, I think they're
But-
trying to do Loki with him as Loki is supposed to be the main villain in Avengers. It feels and I don't want to draw comparison lines and stuff, especially when you're doing Whedon to Whedon.
yeah,
But he never feels ominous. He just kind of shows up and takes stuff and then leaves, and then they get the crap kicked out of him.
that's a problem with certain slightly larger humanoid like villains. So like,
Well, it's
for
the same
instance-
problem I had with Ares and Wonder Woman,
Okay,
where I was just like, oh,
yeah, I guess that's true.
all right.
The fact that he was so inconsequential to the whole thing.
Well, especially when
made
they
it
spent
better.
the whole thing in Wonder Woman building it up more like Ares wasn't real and he
yeah.
was just a concept. And
and then
then
it really was just a
in the
British guy.
11th hour, he just shows up and has this weird mustache.
Yeah. But for the one that I had the biggest problem with is I don't even remember his name. That's how little I care. In the first Guardians of the Galaxy,
Ronan.
Ronan. I'm just like
He was
he's-
a lot like
I
Ronan.
was like, he's just a guy.
Yeah.
Like, aren't there other people just like him?
Mhm.
Like, yeah. I'm like, I think I saw like Mockingbird fight a guy who was
Yeah.
basically Ronan.
She fought a Kree
Yeah,
at one point
Kree,
in
thank you,
Agents
actually.
of the Shield.
Mhm.
Agents of the Shield. Agents of Shield.
Strategic Homeland Intervention Enforcement and Logistics Division, Josh. Ba-boom.
Well done.
Yes.
I did not remember that acronym, and I've been reading comics for years, and it's not the same one if I remember right. But yeah, no, dude, he doesn't really seem to just. Yeah, it's a lot like Ronan. That's a very good example where it's just he does the
He has
whole
a really
Bond
ominous-
villain thing, and then he leaves,
Yeah,
and
he's a
then
real-
he comes back, does the Bond villain thing, and then leaves. You know.
Yeah, real ominous plan, and I forget, but he had an Infinity Stone, right? So it's
Ronan,
always,
yes.
yeah. So it's always like it's a guy who's not like super like because the difference between like Thanos and I guess Darkseid that we're eventually gonna get
Maybe.
is like.
Maybe I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
don't
what
know.
the fate of Justice League.
But
is.
it's like when they're just like when he's like ha 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 ha, like you fucking idiots.
yeah,
Like that I get.
Yeah.
But when it's like a guy who it's like if we work together we can overcome, but he's got a doomsday device. Like with Loki, he was bringing an entire world back in like it was like a different type of threat. It's boring at this point, the whole world-ending threat.
yeah, we've gotten used to it by now.
But they're like I don't know where they solve this problem in superhero
I think-
movies in general.
I think the good thing that makes characters like Loki stand above Steppenwolf is Loki is a real guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's really there. He's got real facial expressions, real emotions, and stuff like that. And you can get behind him. Like, you understand that he's the bad guy, and his motivations seem a little bit better. And Steppenwolf is just a CGI monster that monologues every now and then fights guys.
I'm gonna take over this world with my boxes.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my boxes together.
So yeah, but like you said, any Kryptonian shows up and he's fucked.
The Kryptonian.
And they act like the dude was fucking fighting elves and fucking Green Lanterns and fucking.
Oh, I love that totally inconsequential, very gratuitous Green Lantern cameo.
And it's like, ha, ha, ha.
You're never gonna see this guy.
Yeah. But then, like, I don't know, Zeus shows up or whatever. And he's
Yeah. All the gods are there, but it's only the Amazonian or the only the Greek gods, and then the Amazonians are there, and then human
men.
I think they were supposed to be Vikings.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
But you're right. But like, I mean, another reviewer said this as well. But it's like, dude, you thought like, let's rewind the last episode. Like, do you have the same complaints about fucking Thor Ragnarok now? You know what I mean?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, dude, no. Well, and like...
Well, obviously they're still valid, but...
Yeah.
It's like, it could have been way worse.
Yeah, exactly. No. But like with this, I liked a lot with what they did. And I want to talk about what we liked.
Yeah, okay.
Instead of just harping on
that's
it.
out of the way.
I don't think
the mess of the movie. Like, you just have to get past that.
Yeah, because it is a mess, but it's not an unlikable mess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not Suicide Squad.
Well, here's the thing,
and it's not Batman versus Superman,
and we're giving it shit,
or Man of Steel.
We're giving it shit, but the bad guy actually is very helpful in how simplistic it is, because it doesn't go into fucking wackety, what the hell is happening, Batman versus Superman, Lex Luthor plan, and any of that shit. You know what I mean?
Where or Suicide Squad, where you don't know what the
happening.
Fuck is going on for the whole movie.
I knew what was happening every single beat of this movie.
Yeah, I will.
And there were clear goals of what they were trying to do. Whether it slogged, that's a different story. But overall, coherent story.
Mm-hmm. I will say
in a DC movie.
Yeah, yes. And to say something about DC bad guys in the DC films, Zod is still probably the best one that they've done, because, like, again, a real dude. Yeah. Like, he's really there, and you get behind Michael Shannon. Like,
mm-hmm.
you even understand what Zod just wants to make a planet for his people.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make any fucking sense, his plan. But, like, why don't they just take over? They've all got superpowers now. It's an army of Supermen. You don't need to terraform anything.
They could have literally just been like, we rule.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous. But anyway, off of that subject, I think we need to talk about the surprise that was Aquaman.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I never brought it up on the podcast, but I had told you.
I think you talked about it briefly once.
Okay, yeah, but when I kept insisting that we would see it,
mm-hmm.
and you kept saying no, and I kept telling you were dumb, at a certain point, I started seeing like more trailers, and I was like, I think this movie is gonna piss me off. I'm like, Aquaman,
specifically because
flying
Aquaman.
Through the air, like woo, and like throwing tridents at bugs. I'm like, he looks ridiculous. I think he's gonna be like 90s edgelord dumbass,
and he's not.
He's not.
Well, he is. Yeah, he's very douche bro.
But that is what's so awesome about
He's
him.
so great, dude. Just that scene where he dumps the fisherman on the table and then grabs that thing of Jack and is just like, it's on him. Yeah. And you get that slow motion shot with Icky Thump, is it?
Icky Thump by the White Stripes.
Icky Thump by the White Stripes. He's just walking out, just chugging the bottle of Jack like it's tea.
Yeah, just throws on the ground. Jumps into the ocean and fucking swims off.
Yeah, takes his shirt off and he's just in his jeans. He's swimming in jeans.
He takes his shirt off, but he swims in jeans. Until he gets his costume.
Until his costume's on. He's just wearing dungarees all
Which
day.
he gets off camera.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. Amber Heard's great cameo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Exposition dump lady.
Exposition dump lady to be hot. Yeah. Which she did a great job at doing.
Oh, she did. Well, that's Amber Heard.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to make her not look good.
Yeah. I'm glad her face is better. But don't worry. Don't worry, Johnny Depp is still going to be in the new Fantastic Beasts film. He didn't do anything wrong.
He didn't do anything wrong. He's fine. They should do a team up of him and Mark Wahlberg. They'll go around beating the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, him and Chris Brown should star in a movie together.
Ooh, we're getting topical here.
We're topical.
On the Mighty Fish. But no, dude. And then he is, and I was telling you, it reminded me of like how they used to establish badasses in these old action movies.
Yeah, it's
it made me think of
Logan.
Like, yeah, I was gonna say, like I said, I made the comparison to Wolverine when we were talking, like, he's just smoking a cigar, doing cage fights, leaning against the fence, like, I'm so tortured.
Yeah.
And then he comes, like, I saved your life. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
He just flicks the cigar
It's
out.
funny because
and it's so subtle.
Yeah.
You don't see that anymore. But it's blatant.
But what's so funny is, like, it went right because he's the type of character that Zack Snyder can do, because he's essentially Superman. Yeah. He's in exile and he's helping people, but he's kind of pissed off about it.
Yeah.
And while with Superman, it's the most obnoxious thing that doesn't work.
Because he's a dick.
Yeah.
Like, they ride him like a total dick. And, like, Aquaman's a dick to certain people.
Mm-hmm.
But he's doing, like, I don't know, he's much more, he revels more in being a dick. And he's just having a good time. That's the thing.
He's a badass with a heart of gold.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, he's having fun being a shithead, dude.
Yeah.
And, like, Superman's just tortured about it all the time.
I have no dads.
I have no dads. I had a shot at 2 dads and now no dads. Which is weird. They buried him with a picture of Kevin Costner.
That's it. Well, dude, his mom doesn't matter. He didn't even fucking worry. He's like, good thing she had the truck, am I right?
Oh my god. And like, that scene cracked me up on the farm, because I was just like, so he's gonna do the farm scene that he wanted to do in Avengers Age of Ultron. He's gonna get that farm scene.
He's gonna put a farm scene in every movie he
does.
does.
Every time there's a movie now, he's gonna do another Firefly movie. We're gonna spend most of it on a farm in space.
That's fine.
Space farm.
But yeah, the funniest thing about that scene is, okay, if
you get the bad introduction to him with Bruce Wayne, which was exactly what we were. I felt to me like what we had talked about it being. I was just like, oh god, this guy's gonna be insufferable. When you get the second introduction to him, and it is a second introduction because it has no reason to be there.
Yeah,
it's much cooler, and you're just like, yeah, this guy's awesome.
Yeah. For sure. But back to the farm scene. The problem with that scene is they had her drive up in the truck.
Yeah.
If they had just been like,
well, because if he
just forgot her and he was just there with Lois and he was a big dick. Only the people who want to point out that, like, Chewie didn't hug fucking Leia in The Force Awakens would be mad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the fact that they show her pull up in the truck makes you go like, oh, don't worry, your mom just had to drive here.
And she handles his resurrection very well. Very well. Like, everybody's just like, oh, no, it's Superman. This adds up.
Yeah. God, I always knew he had it in him.
Oh, God. And then, like, him fighting them is the most ridiculous scene ever.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, ah!
Yeah.
I will say, though, that it gave us one of the best comedic bits in the film, where Flash cannot handle that someone is probably as fast, if not faster.
He's used to things looking like they're not moving at all.
Yeah,
and he sees somebody really watching him.
His eyes start moving, and he's like, "What?" And then his head starts moving, and the whole thing's done in slow motion, and the way his expression changes from wonder to like, wait, to oh no, to oh god, and then it's the two of them moving as fast as they are, and he's doing these terrible like last minute, because he's not used to anybody moving that fast.
Yeah,
and it's a great scene. It's a
amazing.
Very great scene.
It's really good.
I will say, someone needs to teach that kid how to run.
Okay, so I've looked into this.
Have you? Because he runs like an idiot.
I looked into this. He was very worried about that because he's like, I run like a Welshman, and they were like, they're like, bro, it's all CG, like it's all CGI, man. Don't worry about it. Then he got on set and they're like, get on the fucking treadmill. And he's like, what the hell? They're like, well, to do the CGI, we need footage of you running. And he was mad about it,
Oh
which makes,
my God.
which like on one hand I feel for him, but on the other hand
No,
I'm
I
also
get
kind
it.
of like,
I get it, yeah.
I'm also kind of like, what? But like you had to run, like get over it,
Yeah.
like, but also learn to run. Like, why didn't anybody show him how to run? I don't
Yeah,
know.
why didn't anybody train that poor kid?
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but I should also point out,
It's funny
you wanted
though,
to talk
'cause
about
you...
things that we liked, and I know that we're still ragging on it. But this isn't a playful way at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the fact that it was bad in certain spots is why it was so good.
Exactly. Well,
Because
that was
it
what I
didn't
was
take
trying to
itself
say.
seriously.
That was what I was trying to say. It is so fun, and it's so bad, but it's so fun. I wish they had all been this bad up to this point, because like I would have enjoyed them much more.
Oh yeah.
These are fun movies. It's a 90s comic book film, and I would have gotten behind that.
Yeah, and imagine if in the 90s they had the bowls.
Yeah.
They had the sick.
Yeah.
To make a fucking Justice League movie. You know
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, God, they hemmed and hawed over Wonder Woman and Flash for the longest time. Like, after Guardians, they outright said, we don't know if a Wonder Woman movie will succeed. It's like, Marvel made a movie with a talking raccoon and a walking tree.
Yeah.
You're gonna be fine doing a movie about a Greek lady.
Yeah.
You know, this is not the most unheard thing of.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then Flash, they were like, we don't know how to make his powers look. And I was like, did you see The Matrix? Do that.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Yeah,
all you
they
had to
basically
do.
did the exact same thing that they did with Quicksilver in Days of Future Past.
Exactly.
And I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna rag.
They added a bunch of lightning to it and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, that's what Flash has. He's got lightning. It's blue in this instead of yellow, which is...
everything's moving in slow. Like, don't make him... Because I think they're thinking, like, how do we make him like a blur? And how do we do that? And it's like, no. You do it from his point of view. Everything would be moving in slow motion to him. You know
I would have enjoyed it a little bit more, and this is just from a stylized angle, if he was moving normally and everything was kind of freeze framed around him a little bit.
Like what they... Okay, so in that respect, I guess they did Quicksilver a little bit better.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they did.
Well, he kind of flashes around a bit as well in those scenes. I'm talking about he's just walking.
Okay.
You know, just like we would normally stroll. But he's moving at that point that fast. But then you wouldn't get the cool lightning bits and stuff like that. So you got to do him in a bit of slow-mo as well.
Yeah.
And
you never know what they tried.
Exactly. They could have done a bunch of different shit. Yeah. And I really enjoyed him. I liked the opening fight with Wonder Woman and the criminals.
Oh, yeah.
Which I really thought they were going to play a bigger part into this. And this is what we were talking about. He needed a sidekick, Steppenwolf, like a lower guy.
There needed to be another...
Like a Crossbones.
Another conflict that they had to deal with while he was, like, buying time to get his mother boxes together.
Lex should have gotten out of jail
because
or
it just
something like that.
it just left them to have skirmishes with him and then sit around and talk about the next skirmish with him.
Yeah, Lex should have gotten out of jail or something.
Or something.
Yeah, but no, and it's funny because you can tell that's a Whedon. That's definitely a reshoot. That whole scene that's an add-in because like the action sequences make sense and you can see where she is. And everything's done in a real
broad
space.
daylight. It's on a fucking set.
Yeah,
the whole thing is not part of that movie.
Exactly.
Yeah. As far as having the sidekick thing, it's like,
I guess you call him an underling in that situation.
Yeah, just a little bit of infighting would have been sufficient as well. You know what I mean? Other than the 5 seconds they were fighting Superman, and then we're like, oh well, I guess he's not here. Let's go do our thing. Oh wait, no, he is here.
Okay. Heard you guys were having trouble punching a guy,
and he punches him really hard
several times.
The only inkling of something like that was when it's like, well, we can't just have Superman show up and then beat him to death, and then the movie's over. It's like, there's civilians, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
that was the only inkling of that.
And I love that there's that Whedon bit where this inconsequential group of people gets a ton of camera time and stuff.
Dude,
that's a Whedon thing. Like there's little kid that you follow through the movie.
I hate him for it.
Oh really?
Because I was so tired of being like, we get it. They're gonna get rescued, and there was more stakes than we knew. We know these characters. We've seen them 3 times do nothing. That shit pissed me
And,
off.
and I swear to God, dude, and I don't know if it's a real DC town or not, because DC's very on the nose with their town names, but I swear to God, Flash calls it Bazarnikov.
Bazarnikov, yeah.
And it's all bizarre there.
Very bizarre. They're like every time they have to fight Steppenwolf, it's just we have to punch him. So like even when I was like, oh no, he has his fortress going. This is literally what happens.
I loved this bit.
Batman gets in the Batwing and is like, all right, I gotta take care of this shit.
Don't wait for me.
Don't wait up. And then he shoots 3 missiles. It takes down the shield. He shoots 3 more missiles. It takes down the whole shield.
Yeah.
And that's
Destroys the power core.
And his whole entire fortress is taken care of.
Yeah.
It was a 30-second scene.
And you thought this was going to be much more dire.
And we thought that like there was
going to be like a Death Star
infiltration
run.
going
There would
on,
be some kind of
and they
trench
all
run.
had their own. Yeah, it was like especially in like Return of the Jedi, where everybody had their point, and it had to come together, and somebody was going to help somebody
Batman
else.
stands by a door for a whole movie.
Literally, he just shoots a couple missiles, and then is like, "All right, I'm gonna fuck with these guys." And
I'm gonna drive the Batmobile around.
And they were
for a
like,
bit.
"That's kind of a dumb idea. Let's go help him because honestly, like, we just gotta go punch this guy."
It's so funny. He's like, "Don't wait for me," and then
They stand
there and wait for him. And I was just like, "Wait a minute, you left them. Why are you telling them not to wait for you?"
Yeah. So they just there was no anything other than we have to punch this guy.
Oh yeah. Well,
Would
and that
have
was
worked.
the thing that I don't understand. To a laughable level, because Superman came in and hit him the hardest, suddenly everything that they were doing now is effective. Because Wonder Woman hits him with that sword multiple times in several fights, including the last one. Aquaman stabs him with that trident a couple times. Doesn't do shit. Superman does a couple uppercuts and hits him with his heat vision, and now all of a sudden everything's super effective.
Josh,
What's up?
he is a video game character.
Yeah.
You have to hit him.
You gotta
get
break
his shield
shields
down. And then when
down.
when you do a couple things, and then they're twitching on the ground, and that's when you can get all your damage. That's when you go for the
sick combo in. That's when the quick time.
That's when you pop all your abilities and you get the damage in before he like regens his shield.
Yep. Throw all your cooldowns on him.
Yeah. And that's how that works.
It's ridiculous, but that's exactly what it is.
That's like how it works.
Exactly. No, yeah. You whittle the shields down. You got to crack that defensive barrier, and then you get to the raw hit points.
Yep.
And just hope to God that your gear is specced up enough.
Yeah, I hope you wandered around outside long enough.
Gathered enough XP.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh, and then like the other scene that I loved. And see, this is the thing. Like, even when we're talking about things that we love, they're bad.
They're bad.
You know, and but I feel like that's good.
Yeah.
The scene where they're arguing over whether or not to get Clark back to get his body.
Yeah.
I was expecting Clark buys the farm, or Bruce buys the farm, and excavates the cemetery with cranes or not cranes, a bulldozer or something. No, what do you get? You get a supernatural X-Files type of scenario with Flash and Cyborg just digging up his body with shovels.
Yeah.
They're just grave robbing.
And then literally like they hit the coffin and then you get like a ooh.
Ooh. It's so bad.
Yeah.
I gotta say, for Flash being comedic relief, he got on my nerves the most. He really started to annoy me after a certain point in the movie. I was just like, I don't know what they were trying to do with him, because at certain points he's socially awkward. Then he seems straight up autistic. Then he seems normal. Then they try to do this joke, which has always been a thing with Flash and his metabolism, how much he eats and stuff like that. They don't do it enough for it to be like a real bit. It's only 2 scenes, and it's. So I didn't know where they were trying to go with Flash.
I don't like the actor very much either.
I don't either.
The only other thing...
What was it? Perks of being a Wallflower? Was
he in that?
I think that's where he came from.
The only other one that I remember him in is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And I despise that movie.
Yeah.
And I despise that character because that character was detrimental to the dumb idea that was the movie. So, like, that already irritates me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you.
And I hate Eddie Redmayne. Fuck that movie, man. I just can't stand it. I can't stand it.
Rabbit Trails with Ryan.
What up? Hey, it made sense. I was talking about that guy.
I keep wanting to say Tom Hiddleston, and I know that's not his name.
No.
That's Loki. It's Tom something.
It's like
isn't
Tom Moore or some shit like that.
Tom or Tim or something. Well, whatever.
Whatever. Who cares?
Yeah. Anyway, I don't like.
He's not gonna have his own movie.
He might, dude. Is that one on the docket? Because I know Aquaman and Cyborg are, and I cannot imagine Cyborg carrying his own film.
That ain't gonna happen.
I could see this kid carrying his own Flash movie. I probably wouldn't enjoy it, but I could. He has charisma. Cyborg is the most boring. He was.
I can't feel my toes.
Oh my god, that was so funny. Because it's terrible. Okay, after they solve the MacGuffin issue, which we need to get into Zack Snyder's terrible
handling of the MacGuffin.
Of the MacGuffin, yeah.
Yeah.
And even Whedon. Like, I mean, because you've got to think some of that had to be added in.
But at a certain point, you're kind of like locked into.
Yeah. Okay, it's a blurry line kind of situation. But anyway, they solve the MacGuffin problem. Mm-hmm. Superman and Cyborg pull the mother boxes apart, and it creates a backwash.
Yeah.
And they do the shockwave thing.
Yeah, blowback. Yeah.
And Superman and Cyborg fly. Yeah, pull blowback. Thank you. That's the one I was looking for. They go flying across, and they should have cut it at this point where Superman's like, "I take it back."
But when they were gonna pull him apart, he's like, "Is there gonna be any blowback?"
Oh, yeah. There's a little bit.
Yeah, but I think we can handle it. And he's like, "Well, I hope so because I kind of like being alive
because I don't want to be dead again," or something like that. Yeah, and then they blow back and they're all hurt, and Superman's on the ground, and he just goes, "I take it back. I wish I was dead."
Yeah,
which is funny.
Yeah,
cut it there. No. You go, they do this Judd Apatow carry the joke on for too long. Mm-hmm. It's just, I know what you mean. My toes hurt. Why do my toes hurt? And then they do this shot. They do a shot of his feet, and they're robot feet. He doesn't have toes. He has robot toes.
And then they carry it even further.
And they keep going. And they're still joking back and forth. And then they cut down to Wonder Woman. And she's like, "Children. I work with children." And I'm like, this is terrible.
And Steppenwolf is still alive.
Yeah, Steppenwolf is still alive. Stop saying Steppenwolf. And there's just this. It's too much, man. It's funny though, because it's bad funny. It's great. I enjoyed the hell out of that.
Oh yeah. The bad, the good, and the good bad of the last probably 45 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's only a little over an hour and a half anyway.
Yeah, it's pretty short, especially for a DC film.
Yeah, was actually really, really good. The first 45 minutes, I was kind of just like,
it's
looking at my fucking watch.
Well,
man.
you get these terrible big sweeping shots where Zack Snyder's trying to do Christopher Nolan, like Batman riding the horse across the mountaintop
to rappel
get to
down,
the
and then there's a road.
There's clearly a road into the town across the shoreline. Like, why didn't you take the road?
Oh yeah, that's how everybody gets there, by horse and rappel line.
He just zip lines down.
Yeah.
I'm here looking for Aquaman.
You heard of Aquaman? You put me to Atlantis real quick?
Oh, and then Aquaman beats the crap out of him.
Yeah. Dress up like a bat. You're funny, Bruce Wayne. I gotta go.
I get you. And then they do a knuckle bump.
And it's amazing.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's much better than The Foreigner, which I watched.
Yeah. Is that a segue, Josh?
No.
Would you like to segue out of here?
I don't want to talk about The Foreigner, dude. That just was like a boring. It was nothing, dude. They tout it up like it's going to be this big Jackie Chan movie. And it's not. It's a Pierce Brosnan movie.
Oh no.
It's a terrible it's like wanting to be a political drama at the same time as being an action kung fu film, and nothing works. It's bad. It's really bad. Let's keep talking about Justice League.
Okay. The first 45 minutes though, like, it's peppered.
Yeah.
It's peppered, but then the last 45 minutes is like, this is terrible, and I love it. You know what I mean?
Well, like, when it opened, it had this... You're right, with the peppering, because it opens with Batman in Gotham taking down a criminal.
It is so bad.
He catches this criminal, and he's like, what do you want? And he's just like, fear.
Which I feel like they go in and out of him having robotic Batman voice.
It changes in tone, because sometimes it's like, "Urgh," and other times it's like just Ben Affleck.
Dude, I think he has advanced interrogation mode.
I'm not. I'm a man. I'm Spider-Man.
I'm a Spider-Man.
I'm Batman.
I know what a girl sounds like.
I know what a girl sounds like. Shut up.
I watched it again. I completely disagree with you.
I know. That's one.
That part makes me literally slap my knees.
Oh, dude. Like, I am, like, there. Like, this is the side. I am the micro machine minority. And everybody else is, like, you know, big time Formula One racer. You know? I understand where I sit with that film. But no, dude, and then like it blows up. He catches the parademon.
Yes.
Which I thought he uses the criminal as bait.
Yes.
And he catches the parademon when it attacks.
But the criminal was also doing criminal activity.
Yes, the criminal was
like,
robbing this bank or
it wasn't like it was
a
a known criminal that he was just going to try to freak out.
Yeah.
He was in the middle of crime.
Yeah, he was criming at the time.
And so he wasn't there to stop the crime.
No. He was there just to catch the parademon, which, like, when it showed up at first, I was just like, oh, cool, we're getting Gotham business.
Because
when he starts off at a distance.
And that's what I'm talking about with the whole, they needed to have lesser shit, but go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Because he starts off, you see the demon from a distance, and the way it starts out, I was just like, holy shit, is that Firefly? Which is a Batman villain. And I was just like, holy crap, dude, we're getting a little bit of Batman here. This is cool as hell. No, parademon. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. And he catches the parademon. And this is where the difference between a Zack Snyder action sequence and a Wonder Woman and a Whedon action sequence comes in. Because you get the Wonder Woman one immediately after and it all makes sense. He catches this parademon. The thing takes off with him looped with his bat rope on this thing. And they're fighting in the air.
It feels like
and
he got dragged halfway across Gotham.
Exactly. He looks like he goes halfway across Gotham. No, he lands on the same rooftop.
Yeah.
With the criminal. Who's still roped up, and then he gets.
No, he's not, because he just like stands up and is like, "Whoa, what was that thing?"
Oh god, that's my favorite part. What was that? Was it an alien?
Was it an alien
from outer space?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah.
It's because he's gone, right? I gotta go.
Yeah, and then he just the demon.
And then he just leaves the guy
The
there.
demon explodes, conventionally revealing the pattern of the 3 boxes. And the criminal gives that great line read, which is very, first catch.
Good. Our first catch of the day.
Exactly.
Yes.
And he's just, was that an alien from outer space? And he's like,
yeah.
And then he leaves. So this dude is...
Because he's gone,
because he
right?
doesn't stop this criminal at all.
Superman? He's dead? In case you didn't watch the last pile of
Remember?
crap?
You didn't see the Batman versus Superman where he died and it was your fault?
Yeah. I was fucking... I never brought this up because it was such a small point of the movie, but you're right. When I saw that, I was like... And I don't even like Batman. Yeah. But I was like, oh shit. Batman actually being Batman and not just plotting to kill Superman. I'm fucking down with this.
Yeah. And I like that their Gotham looked, at least in that scene... Looked much like the 1989 Tim Burton.
Dude.
Yeah, exactly.
It
was
fucking
very
dark.
Cool.
It looked like it looked like a matte painting. Mm-hmm. It was I liked it.
Yeah,
but not cool. As not Tim Burton-y style, but
no,
but just like
it had the feel.
Yeah, the feel.
Yeah, it was very cool. Well, and that shot of them when they go meet Gordon on the rooftop.
Yeah, that was
same kind of thing, dude. It was that was really cool as well.
Even the inside of Gotham PD.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Gotham Central. Yeah, it looked
Gotham
exactly
Central, yeah.
like it. Yeah,
That
was
shit was
really
cool looking.
No, dude, that was what made me.
I don't know what is wrong with the electrical systems in all of Gotham, but yeah, they have very poor lit.
They have very
lit
poor
rooms.
lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's bad. Well, because Gotham's dark and scary and shitty.
Yeah. But
they never got out of the depression.
looks good. Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it just bothered me that he left that guy on that rooftop with his ill-gotten gain. He's just like, I got bigger shit to fry.
Yeah, but
I'll see you later.
But at the same time, too, they were like, bro,
I gotta go stop a demon.
they were like broing down there for a second.
I know, they were like homies.
It's like even the criminal was like, I'm a small-time criminal, but if there's aliens from outer space, I'm fucking missing Superman, if you know what I'm saying. Because he's gone, right?
Because he's gone. And then you get that great slow-motion shot of, you know, the skinhead beating the Muslims up.
The skinheads are beating the Muslims while the cops are actively arresting them. Like, what a terrible time we live in, where the cops arrest criminals.
I know, the cops are doing their job. Oh,
a homeless man tried.
Oh, God. I was like, I don't get that.
I was like,
I tried.
let's sit through the Zack Snyder portion of this intro.
Exactly.
Ugh.
Yeah, I was just like, why does it say I tried? And like, I thought that guy was gonna be somebody or something like that. That
He
hobo.
tried
It says
to
I
be
tried,
somebody.
and I was like, what did you try at? What's going? Who are you?
The world's just a down place.
I don't know. Yeah, you got to sit through Zack Snyder's gratuitous slow motion scenes while some kind of classic rock.
Yeah, I'm setting the scene.
Oh yeah, classic rock cover plays.
Cover with a woman singing usually.
I don't know if that happened in Watchmen, but it's very much like, remember Watchmen? I did that
Oh yeah.
because
And then guess what, Josh? I don't, because fuck that movie.
Oh, you don't remember Watchmen?
No, I didn't watch it.
Oh, you didn't see Watchmen?
I'm not a watch man.
You didn't watch Watchmen?
No, I did not.
You
watch
were not
Watchmen.
one who watches the Watchmen?
I didn't. Yeah. I'm a man, but not a watch man.
That's a lie. I've seen you wear a watch.
Ah, shit. I wear a watch every day.
Yeah, I don't wear a watch because it's 2017. And
You
I'm
wear a
so
fucking survival rip band, bro.
Hey, bro.
You don't got room for a watch. You're ready to survive in any occasion.
out in the wild.
Out in the wild. You
This
could
is gonna
fucking
help
make
me.
a hammock out
I'm
of
gonna make a
that.
tent out of this.
You needed some banana leaves.
Some banana leaves and an island woman.
You could make a sick lean-to with that, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, I know its uses.
You should. You're wearing it.
Oh man,
So,
what else, dude? What else? It was weird to me that Lex had nothing to do with this movie. I thought we'd get... Yeah, that was what you were talking about, where the consistency falls apart, like we were saying earlier. You get this weird, inhuman Superman that we're supposed to, like, oh, he was like Jesus, and Batman that's overly violent. And then Lex has nothing to do with this movie when he was trying to make that happen the whole time.
I'm less mad about it now. At
Yeah.
a certain point, I said it was kind of insulting my intelligence, but why get upset about it ditching the things that were dumb?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, Batman is no longer a homicidal maniac who, I guess... I don't even know what his angle was, really.
He just seemed old.
Yeah.
That was it.
Like, the homicidal maniac part, I'm all for, so whatever. But, like, he was, like... It's very negative and very whatever. Like, didn't seem like he cared about being Batman. It seemed like he cared about being a dickhead.
Yeah.
And this one...
It was all
of a sudden
about
it's
just getting...
oh, no,
to
he's
it.
still Batman. He's just doing his thing. And he's like, oh, I'm all in good spirits, and I maybe have a super girlfriend, and... Oh, and I have my best buddy, but he died, but I'm going to get him back. And, oh, I'm trying to save the world here. And I'm like, when the fuck did this guy show up?
Who are you?
I was like, the last thing we saw him doing was, like, trying to scare the shit out of Lex Luthor. And he was, like, marking criminals to get beat up in jail.
Yeah, he was
and
branding them.
It was, like, branding them, and it was, like, ridiculous. And I'm like, who is this guy? Superman didn't exist. This is a different Superman.
Oh yeah,
And
we
like,
get an actual Superman in this movie. Yeah,
yeah. I'm like, why are they even acting like these are connected movies?
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I'm with you on that, dude. That's what I was trying to say, like, where you were talking about total overhauls not being there and stuff. I was like, dude, characters are totally different in
That's
this
true.
movie.
That's true.
Wonder Woman's the only consistent character, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like, from her movie to this movie.
Mhm.
Because she didn't do shit
Well, and there's
in
a
Batman
lot.
versus
And
Superman.
the thing is that there's a long. That's true, but she didn't really have. I was going to say from her movie to this one, but you're right. She was in Batman versus Superman, but she didn't do anything.
No, she was inconsequential.
But if there is a long amount of time there,
Yeah.
100 years,
Yeah.
where it's like she could be different, but that's like kind of her character. Like she's the only one who had any bit of like she changed as a person, and here's why.
Yeah.
Or she didn't change, and here's why.
Yep.
It was like, no, we're just forgetting the last one.
Yeah.
Batman's now this guy. Superman's now this guy. They were best friends. He never went to Iraq and was super angry at anybody.
Well, that was a dream sequence.
No, I'm talking about when Superman went to Iraq.
Oh, and he killed Jimmy
and
Olsen.
he killed white Jimmy Olsen.
Well, Jimmy's always been white. He's just black on Supergirl.
I know a black Jimmy. That's my Jimmy is black, okay? Supergirl is a fucking great show.
Supergirl's a good show, man. It's fun.
She has a friend who I thought was gay, but isn't, and is in love with her.
Yeah.
But she's in love with Jimmy.
Yeah.
But Jimmy's in love with Channing Tatum's wife.
And she's also in love with Callista Flockhart's kid.
And single
With
female.
Ally McBeals.
And single female lawyer's son, who is Supergirl's husband in real life, but not anymore, is also in love with her. It's a love triangle.
Dude,
going
it's like
on.
a love hexagon.
Yeah. And Martian Manhunter has to work at the magazine. Is it a magazine?
Yes.
But he doesn't know how to do that. He's a Martian.
He's a
They
man.
don't have magazines.
Yeah. He's too busy hunting men.
Fuck, that's a good show. We should talk about that instead.
We talked about it before.
I know. But we only basically mentioned
I still need to
We mentioned it briefly,
Yeah.
and we mostly talked about how creepy we are. But I like the show other than that.
Yeah, well, because you get fun superhero antics in it. It's the world that this Justice League movie is set in.
Yeah, no, it really is. Oh, God, yeah. Like, she would not have been out of place showing up.
No, if she had shown up, that would have been cool. Oh, speaking of which, they kept talking about Batgirl showing up.
Dude, and that was the whole reason they brought Wade in,
Because he
telling
was
Batgirl.
involved, yeah.
He's telling Batgirl, oh, he was doing reshoots for Batgirl anyway. He was inserting Batgirl reshoots in the movie.
I don't know if she was in there. I know we missed a second end-credit scene
did.
where Deathstroke is revealed. And I don't really care.
You're like, should we wait? And I was like, well, the lights aren't on. And then when the lights came on, I was like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. We saw the cool one where they did Fastest Man Alive,
Yeah,
which is a
awesome.
classic comic and a classic Justice League bit, or no, Superman Adventures bit where Flash and Superman race, and like I thought that was great. I would have loved that whole thing.
Question.
Who's faster?
No, I'm going to leave that up to my imagination. But is Superman flying or is he running?
I think he flies.
Okay. I feel like that's not fair, but whatever. I feel like a foot race should be a foot race.
Should be a foot race. I agree.
I don't remember if they showed it or if
Yeah,
they,
I think he-
or
I
if they
think
both
he
just
jumps.
leapt toward. I think
They both just leapt at the
leapt
camera.
towards the screen.
Yeah, because Flash does that weird scooping motion that he does when he runs. I remember I yelled out, "What are you
That
doing?"
must have been second unit for that.
Had to be.
Like there, because if a
Had to be.
director was there, they would probably, or like, I don't know. I just feel like they'd probably be like, "Hey, let's kind of."
It was like watching the guy from Game of Thrones try to kung fu fight in Iron Fist.
Oh God, I haven't watched it thankfully.
Don't ever.
You watching that Punisher, Josh?
No, dude. I kind of slept on that Punisher, man, but I need to catch up on it, man. Because
You know what's really funny is
Damn.
what's his name, Barenthal?
yeah,
He was in Baby Driver, yeah.
he was great.
I was like randomly, I was like, God, I feel like that guy's blowing up now-ish,
Mhm.
but I feel like he was in something else, and I really liked him in it. Thinking, dude was totally played Brad in Wolf of Wall Street.
He was.
Yeah.
Son of
He
a
was
bitch.
good in that.
He was really good in that.
Yeah.
That's I remember.
Just a little factoid for
I
you.
saw him in something before he was because Walking Dead was where he started making a big name for
Oh,
himself.
okay.
And I remember I saw him in something before The Walking Dead, and I was just like, because I have not been a big Barenthal fan for a long time. Then I saw him as Punisher, and I was just like, okay, you know what? I was wrong. This dude's got it. You know?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But no, I remember him in Wolf of Wall Street now, and he was actually really good in that movie too. But yeah, dude. No, I kind of slept on Punisher, dude. I need to get into it, man, because I was looking forward to that series.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it's going to tie in with everything else. I don't know the state of anything because I haven't watched Defenders beyond the first couple episodes.
That we watched, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't hold me, dude. It's weird, man.
No.
It's weird because I was on fire for all those shows and I was a big proponent for them, and I still kind of like Luke Cage. That was good. I still don't like the Jessica Jones series. I feel like that one died on the vine. Iron Fist was crap from start to finish.
Yeah.
I did watch all the way through that one, and I fucking hated every second of it. Daredevil is still the strongest one. I will always come back for Daredevil.
Yeah.
And Punisher, I feel like, is going to be much more...
Ties into that.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be much more in line with the feel of Daredevil. I've heard that the first couple episodes...
I was gonna say I think it's a little wishy-washy.
Yeah,
with quality.
but I hear that it picks up towards the latter half of the season.
Yeah,
and I still got to check it out, dude, because I really liked his performance. The cemetery scene, dude, I got choked up, dude.
Like I said, yeah, we watched the first
really good
9 episodes. Like
we watched all but the last 2 together,
and
then
I
finished
watched
it.
the last 2.
I finished it. You did not.
No. Yeah, we don't need to go in that again, but do you want to talk about? Do you want to endlessly speculate, Josh?
Are we doing
Would
this?
you like to endlessly speculate about Marvel's Avengers Infinity War Part 1?
Is it okay?
It's not a 2-part.
Up front, because I read that it was, then it wasn't, then it was, then it wasn't, and as far as I know, it still isn't.
Okay, I was gonna say, as far as I know, it's stuck. It's stopped at is not 2 parts.
Yeah, because it was originally supposed to be filmed
2.
Lord of the Rings style.
Yeah.
At the same time, then they said no.
We're gonna cut it down into one thing.
Then they were going to do one movie, and then they were going to do the second one, which was supposed to be part 2 at the same time. They still said it was part 2. Then they said it wasn't part 2. Then they said it was, and now they're back on it's not.
Okay, this is how I understand.
And this is where I get confused with
Infinity War.
Yeah.
Infinity War 2. But I don't think it's Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2 that come out back to back. I think there's going to be some in between the 2 Infinity Wars. But I don't know that to be certain. So it essentially is still 2,
Yeah.
but we're not like doing a summer to summer release. We're not doing a Harry Potter Part 1, Part 2.
Yeah, we're not doing
Lord of the
Mockingjay
Rings.
Part 1.
We're not doing the Hunger Games Part 4,
Thank you.
Mockingjay Part 1. Or
Yeah, Part 2. Yeah, exactly. Ugh.
So, there was something I wanted to talk about in that movie. That's why I wanted to endlessly speculate, but we talked for so long, I think we got off of what I was initially thinking.
Did you want to talk about how Iron Man is obviously going to die because he gets punched in the face by Thanos?
He gets punched very hard. Spider-Man also seems to get punched very hard.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of characters are going to be punched hard.
Oh, everybody's going to get punched really, really, really hard. ScarJo got punched so hard in the scene her makeup flew off.
That's true. And half of her hair.
And now it's blonde.
Now it's...
I like calling her not Mockingbird.
Yeah.
Because she looks exactly like Mockingbird. And I was like, why didn't you just put Mockingbird in the movie? Oh, because then you'd have to betray the fact that Kevin Feige said that these movies aren't connected. Nothing's connected anymore. Feige. Whatever his name is. What did you want to talk about, man?
Well, that's what I wanted to talk about, but I forgot what I was going to say about it. I guess Your thoughts, concerns?
You know what I think is going to happen,
Okay.
and this isn't joking. I think Steve's going to die.
Okay.
I think Steve is going to die, and Bucky's going to take his place because that happened in the comics. Steve died in the comics for a while, and Bucky became Cap.
I like Bucky. I like the guy who plays Bucky.
I do too, and I think you're going to say exactly what I feel about it.
Can the man carry a movie on his own?
I don't know.
Should we give him the chance to?
I'd give him a chance.
Is it worth? But here's the thing.
I didn't think Chris Pratt would be able to be a leading man, and he is for Guardians. He does a great job.
It's true. I guess it's like, would you watch a movie? I mean, obviously we're gonna, because we're idiots. But would you watch a Bucky
Cap,
Falcon, Vision movie? Like, who else is gonna be on his team? Or Black Panther, I guess. Like, this is kind of like, ugh.
Yeah,
like
no,
Winter Soldier already happened. Civil War already happened. Like,
exactly.
Cap. I feel like if they do that, like, cut it off.
I like you said, I like Sebastian Shaw as Bucky, and I like him as Bucky.
Exactly.
I like what they do with Winter Soldier. I loved Winter Soldier, and I liked him a lot. He was one of the few things I really, really enjoyed about Civil War.
Yeah,
I liked his story, dude. It was the whole PTSD kind of thing, dude. It was really cool. I liked what they did with him. And I liked the end of his story that they did in that. And I was surprised to see him in the trailer. And everybody keeps talking about Tony, because Tony's dead now in the comics, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I really feel like it's going to be Steve that goes down and Bucky's going to take the spot. I feel like, but like, I agree with you. I don't think he can do it on his own. He's going to need like Stark there. Like, Stark's going to have to put aside their past or whatever that they've made up in the movies.
The thing is I don't see. I understand that Robert Downey Jr. doesn't want to really do it forever.
Yeah. Well, this is supposed to be his last one?
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, if he's not doing his own movies...
Yeah.
And he's not being a part of the Avengers, I could see him just doing it forever.
Yeah. Cameos. Like in Homecoming.
Yeah, exactly. Playing that character.
Just Stark.
Mm-hmm.
The money, maybe.
Yeah.
Or the man at the desk. The man at the computer.
Mm-hmm. The man on the chair.
Yeah.
Without fucking Steve...
Yeah.
I'm like, the heart is coming out of this lineup, dude.
Dude, no. Dude, and I agree with you. I'm just saying I think that's where they're going.
Because
I love Steve.
The cool style is there with Robert Downey Jr. And he started the whole thing and it put it off on a good thing. But, like, to be fair, the third Avengers movie was a Captain America movie.
Exactly.
Because he holds all the weight. The whole turning point of where the MCU was and where it's been heading since happened in Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Like, Cap is the center point of
Cap
all of
is
this.
now the heart. He's the glue. I agree.
He is in every goddamn movie. Mm-hmm. Fucking Thor 2. Spider-Man Homecoming. He makes an appearance in all of these because he's like the man.
Oh, yeah.
So you need to be careful what you do for shock factor. Mm-hmm. It's also why, like, in Last Jedi... I kind of want to see them go a different direction, and I don't want it to just go in the path that, like, we think, but at the same time, like, you can't make Luke Skywalker a bad guy.
No, you can't. Well, and we've said before, we don't think Luke's going to end up being a bad guy. Changing gears here for a bit.
Like, you can't just make Rey go to the dark side without establishing that, you know what I mean? Like,
no.
Also, redeeming Kylo Ren seems like a weird thing to do.
I know that that's the thing with Star Wars is the redemption arc and everything, because Vader. But
he has to die out. But he dies after that.
Exactly. He dies in his redemption arc. I feel like Kylo would have to die in his... You can't just make Kylo a good guy. Kylo did terrible shit in Force Awakens.
And we're going to learn if he did even more terrible shit.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we're going to find out what goes on, what they're going to do with Leia. And I feel like that's the hinge mark. Like, what happens with Leia? Because they're gonna
I'm
have to
leaning
kill
on the
Leia.
side of poor taste to kill her off.
Yeah,
I'm leaning towards that.
yeah.
But then again, what if they were already planning on killing her before she died?
Mm-hmm.
At
That's the thing.
that-
We don't know what the point is at this point.
Yeah.
We don't know what the plot is at this point. And it's like, I'm with you. I think it's in poor taste if they kill her off. But then at the same time, was that always the plan?
Yeah, and how do you salvage... How do you edit your way into making a character survive that never shows up again?
Exactly, dude. And that's because we talked about this already, dude, where they're just like, you were like, oh, she's retired to whatever. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you're just never going to see her again?
Yeah, with who? By herself? Or is C-3PO going to go with her?
Exactly. Is 3PO with her? Like, how can you make... Because they have outright said, JJ's outright said, Brian Johnson's outright said, we will not do CGI.
No. And we
Carrie
did
Fisher.
not film anything for that movie with
Yeah,
her.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I would hope that honestly, I feel like it's in poor taste to do an off-camera kind of, oh, she's gone kind of thing.
Yeah, like I
And
said,
I feel like it's more in,
if they filmed her death scene,
yeah,
then put it in the damn movie.
exactly. And we do have that
But
trailer shot of him hesitating. I don't know, but like you
But
don't know
that's
what's
the thing.
trailer. You
Every
don't know what's
trailer shot is not what's gonna happen.
exactly.
I've already
Rogue One taught us
yeah,
that.
and not only that, I've already like their whole marketing scheme, even with like their Instagram posts, are like the dark side and the light side, and every character has it in them, and blah 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 blah. I think it's gonna be talking about
being on
I think
the
it's gonna
bad
be
guy
talking.
side. Of
Yeah,
the
it's gonna be
poster, yeah.
talking about what that all means,
Mhm.
and I think that's gonna be the discovery of all the characters, whatever. But excuse me, but I don't think, because like you said, it's if all of a sudden it's like, oh no, she died. It's like poor taste. If they try to do a Fast and the Furious 6 or whatever,
Send-off,
or 7,
yeah.
or 7, I guess
It was
is,
7.
where it's like, oh, that's a CGI brother face,
Yeah.
and he just drives off into the sunset.
Yeah.
That was
See,
weird.
And the thing that I feel, another thing that is a pivotal situation is Laura Dern's character.
Mm-hmm.
Is she stepping into the Leia type leader role that we got from Force Awakens? And like, what is going to be the situation that she comes into? Like, is she going to be her replacement because Leia retires or because Leia dies?
Yeah, and Laura Dern was early in the
Yes.
in the marketing, so it's like,
Oh yeah, no. Laura Dern's we've known about Laura Dern
for a while.
long time.
She has purple hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another good point. I honestly think,
I love how we started talking about Infinity War. Now we're on this.
well, because what's there to talk about is one trailer.
Yeah.
And it's a movie. It's coming out next year.
next summer.
Okay.
I think it's next summer, next fall.
If it's next May, holy shit, that shit's coming out soon. But
Yeah. Also, if you'll permit me this, I've said it to you before. I've said it to other people before. It's not that I'm not excited. It's not that I don't care. It's just that I'm relieved it's finally happening, and like I don't really, I don't care what happens in it. I'm gonna be surprised with whatever happens. I'm gonna enjoy with whatever happens. But it's been so long since they teased this that at this point I'm just like, get it over with.
it's not like a Beyonce drop where it's like Infinity War and it's coming next year. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
We've had like 17 movies to prepare for this.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's gonna be like a thing, but at this point, it's such an established franchise that can do whatever it wants
Yep.
at this point.
Yeah.
That you're like, oh, you're doing Infinity War, like fucking cool,
Yeah. All right.
cool. Like
Yeah.
I don't even mean to say cool, but it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like you're not blowing my mind. You literally just made Thor Ragnarok. You just
Yeah.
made Guardians of the Galaxy 2,
Which was
You
nuts.
did 2 of them.
Yeah, you did 2 of them. Who'd have thought that would have made 2 movies?
And you're
1
making
movie.
money hand over penis. Like, it's not... It's like... So at this point, it's not like, oh, my nerd mind is blown. It's like you live in the golden age.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, after... how long has it been? 5 years? Sorry, like...
8.
8 years, 7 years.
2008?
8 years? Okay, you're right.
2008, I think. So 7 or 9?
Yeah, so...
7, 9, 10,
7, 10.
12, 13.
Yeah. So at a certain point, you're like, this is my reality now. So I need to stop using the excuse of, like, we should all just be happy this is happening. Like,
Exactly.
bro.
Exactly.
Like, I'm excited, but I'm not losing my shit. Like, yeah, this is an established thing. Marvel makes movies now, so
Yeah.
Infinity War's happening. Yeah, cool.
The movies are better than the comics.
Yeah.
There was a fan art I saw recently of Thor sitting on a throne that looked like it was like a command seat on that ship with Scourge and Heimdall and Valkyrie, and they're like his council basically. And I was like, that's what I wanted to see next. I wanted them on space adventures and hit like a Battlestar Galactica kind of. And it's just that credit scene where Thanos' shit rises up. And I was like, well, that's the end of that. You know, like, I wanted more crazy, wacky space adventures with Thor and his people trying to get across the galaxy.
Yeah, but at the same time,
But
it's
the
way
like,
that the movie's lined up.
I would have enjoyed a more Monster of the Week type of thing with Thor. I think he would have done well with that.
When it comes to, and that's kind of where I was talking about last episode. When it comes to Thor, the whole now who's trying to fuck shit up for Thor, it's kind of like it kind of works.
Yeah.
Like next thing you know, he's on fucking some other planet, and there's some dickhead who thinks he's cool there.
That's true. And we could get wacky stuff with him trying to set up Asgard on Earth, because they're gonna go to wherever that island was that Odin was like, this could be Asgard, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to Star Wars. Let's talk about Star Wars.
So here's the thing. I think that people put too much emphasis on what's going on with the Jedi characters and the Force characters in Star Wars.
Well, that's what we were talking about.
And comparing them to the originals.
Yeah.
So, let's say, because there's only so much you can do. There's going to be bad guys and there's going to be good guys. And people are going to have
good space magic and there's bad space magic. And
self-doubt and whatever. So no matter what, people are going to try to say that this is Empire. No matter what they do with Rey and fucking Luke and fucking Kylo. Yeah. No matter what. Mm-hmm. So, even if it's completely different in general. Okay, not only that. If Finn and fucking... and Poe Dameron and the First Order and the Republic and all of that, if that is completely new and Rose Tico and her sister and all that shit, if that's like super cool and whatever, if she gets trained by an old Jedi and then like goes and goes and confronts an enemy, they just made Empire again.
Yeah, well, that's what they did with Force Awakens.
Exactly. And Force Awakens had a lot of beats.
Yeah.
For sure. But it's like, oh yeah, I remember when Obi-Wan's son murdered him in cold blood and then fought with Luke Skywalker with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
And also Han Solo also fought with a lightsaber there for a bit. Oh wait, no, that didn't fucking happen because it's not the same at all. The stakes are completely different.
Yeah, just because one character is similar to another character in similar situations does not mean... Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then fucking... There's not even a Poe Dameron in the original Star
Wars.
Poe,
and like that's why I find Poe so interesting, is Poe is... He's kind of the... He's the dashing
It would honestly
hero.
be like if C-3PO was the one who blew up the Death Star, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like Poe Dameron blows up Starkiller Base.
Yeah, it would be like if Wedge was more of a big character.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, Wedge Antilles was the man.
Yeah, it'd be like if Wedge had more
was
of a role,
character.
Dude. Yeah.
Or if they didn't cut Biggs out, to be honest.
Biggs Darklighter. Yeah,
Biggs could have been the Poe Dameron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's actually really good. Yeah, you get a real big... But that's what I mean. Like, Poe is... like this great background guy, because Wedge is in every single movie.
Yeah.
And I loved Wedge because he was the only X-Wing pilot that lasted, you know. He was in every single movie and he always seemed important. He was the most important D character.
Yeah.
And like I like that Poe is that D character who's getting a lot of time now. I think that's great, dude. He's your dashing rogue type of hero, but he's not Han Solo. He's not a scoundrel.
No.
He's a believer in this cause.
Yeah.
And he's gonna fight for it. And I like that. I really, because you don't.
And he doesn't even need to be like a roguish type because like the Republic is the established government.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And
he's more of like a hero.
Like I said, the most scoundrelly type of character you're getting is Finn because he's a coward.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
and
it.
like, but he's a coward that's rising to his.
We also have no idea what's going on with what's his face, the Collector. Who played the Collector?
Benicio del Toro.
Benicio del Toro. I don't know what his character
That's
is.
true as well, dude.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that he's in the fucking movie.
They don't ever show him. He was.
I'll
in
bet,
one...
dude, it's gonna be like his Collector role in Guardians, where he's just like a casino owner on Las Vegas planet.
Yeah, that might be true.
You know, he's just random guy.
I felt like Laura Dern was fitting in there.
That's what I thought, but everything
I
I've
think
seen, and she's a general or an admiral or something
some
like
shit
that.
like
Yeah.
that.
So I think she's going to be a Leia replacement, and Benicio del Toro is going to be a one-off Jabba type of character.
Yeah, he'll be a scumbag. But it's good to get.
I would like to see.
But
I
it's
would
good
like
to get a
to see
scumbag
him.
because Maz
Exactly.
Kanata's cantina was just like, we're all having a good time.
It's just the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Yeah, but even worse because it didn't seem scummy.
No,
You know what I mean?
it was a haven.
Yeah. It seemed like
It was a little bit of Cloud City almost.
There you go.
Yeah. I would like to see Benicio with some prosthetics. Like he's an alien.
Have you
He's
seen-
not Benicio del Toro.
Have you seen it still?
No, I haven't seen
Oh,
anything.
yeah, it's just Benicio del Toro.
Fuck, dude, really?
And he looks like
He looks like the Collector.
he kind of looks like a Rogue One character,
All right.
which is fine. There was nothing wrong with the design of the characters.
Maybe he's because Rose is supposed to be a spy, right?
Ooh.
Maybe that's her boss or something.
Rose
like that.
isn't supposed to be a spy. People are just saying she's a spy.
Oh, I did.
Her
Dude, like I said, the trailer came out and I went into
her
blackout.
and Finn are going undercover,
Okay.
but also people are trying to say like maybe she's a double agent.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No, but I like that there's no, aside from Rey, there's no repeats of characters with the rest of the cast. And like you're saying, people are latching on to Jedi characters.
Yeah, that's it.
And they always latch on to Jedi
A Jedi
characters.
arc, even if it is different, if somebody is good and somebody's bad and they fight good and bad, it's the same as the other one.
Exactly.
Fuck you!
And like, I'm much more interested in the characters that surround the Jedi characters. Like, I always liked Han and Leia a lot more than I did Luke.
Yeah.
And in this, like, I feel like Poe had a rocky start in Force Awakens, and that's because he was supposed to die, and then like he was like, "No, I don't."
We loved him. We loved him.
I love Poe,
but at the same time, when you have to think about the character, you're just like fucking Poe Dameron.
Yeah, fucking Poe Dameron, dude.
Yeah,
He's just like, ugh.
He's such a non-character.
Yeah.
But, ooh.
Yeah,
cool?
I'm on his side. Yeah, I want him to win, dude. And like Finn, I'm very interested in Finn's arc. I want to know more about Finn. I don't really care about Rey's story. And like, I like Rey as a character. I really do. But it's a Jedi story, and she's going to do her space magic bit. And that's where I'm just kind of like,
See, if it goes the way that I hope, she's charismatic.
Yeah.
She's going to be fucking with Mark Hamill, actually playing Luke Skywalker.
Don't misunderstand me. I'm looking forward to that interaction, especially. And what's going to happen with her is cool, but it's...
What I was going to say, though, is... But, you're right, I hope they take her in a direction that we don't know.
Exactly.
But at the same time, then it's kind of like... You're pretty restricted. Do you make her bad? Do you make her...
Well,
what do you do?
We talked about this, and I thought it would be interesting if we got a role reversal where Kylo backs out and Rey goes all in. You know, she goes bad, Kylo goes good, and it would be an interesting redemption arc to me.
But where do you leave Luke and all that?
Yeah, where does Luke stand in everything?
How do you convince the audience to get behind a man who murdered Han Solo?
Yeah. I have no idea, dude.
And that's what's interesting. Even if it goes the way even if it goes in a pretty predictable way, it's gonna be unpredictable because I'm like, how do you do this?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you go from here?
Yeah.
But you're right. It's the least interesting part. I'm looking into the politics and
it's we said in
the galaxy as a whole. Like, what happened? Like, what was up with Hosnian system?
I want to know the
what
world
happened
building.
to the Republic fleet? Where is the Republic capital right now? Who is Laura Dern?
Was that their local division
Yeah.
of the fleet? Like the Pearl Harbor, like that was the Western fleet.
Yeah, exactly.
And the
Like,
Eastern,
how much of the galaxy does the First Order control?
Yeah.
Are they controlling systems, or are they just like a guerrilla operation?
Yeah, is the Empire just happy with whatever it has, and the First Order is just this radical, I want to say right wing, right wing. I'm gonna say fuck it, right wing element, dude. That's just like, we can do this,
Yeah.
And we can get back what we had, and the Empire's like, nah, dog, we're cool with
The
what
Republic.
we got.
You said the Empire twice.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was going to let it slide the first time because like people know, but then I was like, wait a minute, you said it twice, so it could be confusing.
Yeah. No. And then the Resistance.
And the Resistance,
Are they just like a border guard?
Well, that's what I was wondering because the Republic and the Resistance are different.
Yeah.
The Resistance is like the task force.
Assigned.
And that's what I think. If the whole entire Republic army is not trying to get rid of the First Order, like, they can't be that big of a threat if there's just the Resistance.
Yeah.
Or did they have some sort of peace treaty that was like,
is this like a
we
Cold
have
War
our
type of
systems
situation?
and they just do their thing, but like, so I want to know this shit. Yes, I'm interested in what the fuck Luke's doing. Yes, I'm interested in like what.
That's what I'm trying to say.
What
dude.
somebody who's very powerful being woken up to the Force, and like the Force, and they've talked about it. The Force Awakens is to both of them. That's to Kylo and to her.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
he was a scrub, and now he has meaning and whatever.
Well, because I said I'm not interested in Rey's story so much. I am interested in Kylo.
For sure.
Kylo is arguably the most interesting character in Force Awakens.
Yes.
Most
definitely.
Yeah, and it's just I'm really interested in that, and Rey's story ties into it, so I'm interested to see how it goes. And like I don't know, dude. It's weird. It's this mixed bag for me, dude.
Like I said, it's
very
a different
interested.
level of excitement going into this movie than it was for Force Awakens. That was just like,
We're getting Star Wars
is back.
again, yeah, and it looks good.
And what is this? And where are they going?
Exactly.
And now we know, it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
And it was good.
Yeah.
Now where are we going from here?
Yeah, hopefully it's better, because you announced that everything's going to be done by Rian Johnson.
It's true. And, in assuming, let's just say this is, like, not the best, the man can learn from that. And he is going to be doing something completely different. So it's not the end of the world if this movie's not that great. But, I mean, dude, they have test audiences. They have the executives, like, they haven't been making great moves in the Star Wars world.
Outside of the main
But the fact
saga.
that they're not fucking with this guy makes me think that, like,
Yeah.
even executives on some level can understand good filmmaking.
How do you feel about JJ coming back?
Oh, I'm fucking pumped as hell.
Really?
I wish he wasn't fucking writing it,
Yeah.
but he's co-writing it with somebody else. But
Is it
and it's
Kirkman?
not Lawrence. No, it's not Lawrence Kasdan.
Okay.
So that's what pumps me up. But the thing is he has to. It's a sequel to a movie written by one man.
Yeah.
That's going to lead directly into the next
Into the
movie.
next one, yeah. Do
So
you think we're going to get
he's a
do you think we're going to get a gap in time between
I
these
hope
next
so.
two?
Which
I would as well.
I already don't know what they're going to do with the crawl.
We were talking about the crawl for this one the other night. Yeah.
But JJ is a producer on The Last Jedi. Like, he's been working with
yeah.
Rian Johnson.
Well, 'cause, like,
so
he's
ideas
hands-on.
are flowing, things are happening. Like, I am so fucking. I would have taken Rian Johnson again.
Yeah.
Even if this movie's not that great, because it's like, all right, let him do the next two. Like, it'll be cohesive.
I have faith in Rian Johnson.
So do I, and I have faith because like the guy makes good movies. But
Yeah.
when I was like heard JJ was going to be back, I'm just like, I like his style more than Ryan Johnson's. I've seen it's the modern age of filmmaking.
Yeah.
And I understand that, like, we don't want to have Star Wars stuck in the past. But this movie is very heavy CGI.
It is.
And that's not a bad thing. Tons of movies are heavy CGI. And it matters about how much you're into the story and what they're trying to convey.
No.
I'm very, very, very pumped to have JJ's style coming back.
Uh-huh.
I don't think he should be writing it. I wish Ryan Johnson was writing it.
Yeah.
But again, he's working as a producer on this film and has been working with the man since the end of wrapping Force Awakens, helping him into this movie. So, and he has another guy there to help him write it and whatever. Yeah. So, I'm pumped that he's back. I'm really fucking glad it's not the Jurassic World guy who was set. Trevorrow, yeah.
Yeah. That guy does the epitome of what I think is wrong with a lot of modern day these genre films.
Yeah.
Where it's more a collection of scenes that progress toward an end or a credit sequence. And there's no real characters driving forward, dude. Yeah. It's just, you just watch all these scenes, and then at the end, you're supposed to go, that was fun. I need meat on the bone. It's like going to McDonald's.
Yeah.
Trevorrow films.
Yeah.
And I would much rather, that's why I like Ryan Johnson. I'm glad JJ's coming back myself.
Dude, so am I. And not only that, he's not doing a reboot. He's not rebooting it. It's literally a sequel.
Yeah.
To another movie, and it's like, first of all, if you're gonna and if people are gonna be like, oh man, so it's just gonna be Return of the Jedi. It's like, if you tried to redo Return of the Jedi, you would just be doing half of a film that already existed. You know how I feel about Return of the Jedi.
Oh yeah. You're not a fan. I am.
It's like, okay, so you're just. So he's going to be...
So who stands in front of the door for the whole movie?
He's going to be doing a remake of a remake mixed with a movie that's completely different, and then it just transitions into another movie. I don't know. I like Return of the Jedi. Don't get me wrong. But it's almost impossible...
Well, because Return of the Jedi
for people to be like, oh god, it's just going to be this and that. I'm like, no, it's going to be his style... making, like, not a reboot. Because I feel like we've just been watching reboots for so long from the man. I'm very excited.
It has become kind of his MO, which I think is terrible. Because, like, Super 8's a great movie.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible 3, not a reboot, was a decent film. I really enjoyed that. The guy makes good movies. Like, let's back off the guy for a bit.
That's a great director. It's just...
Dude... Premiere for Lost was amazing.
Yeah,
directed by him. You know, come on, let's back off, dude. The boy can do work.
Yeah, this will be an established property by then.
Is there anybody else that you would have thought going forward that you would have preferred aside from Ryan Johnson or J.J. Abrams?
What's his name? Brian Byrne. I thought would be
Brad Bird.
Brad Bird, there we go. Brad Bird, I thought would be
interesting
choice.
that you brought him up because he did Ghost Protocol.
Oh, okay, yeah,
that's interesting. After which is JJ, after JJ, yeah. No, Brad Bird, I think I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, Brad Bird would have been interesting. That was
Quentin Tarantino.
I was going to bring this up.
No,
as soon. No. But you haven't heard then.
What?
Oh, okay. So when we were done with this, I was going to bring up the problem with bringing directors on. And we had talked about this just the other night. Let me continue with Star Wars first.
Okay.
I was really pulling for... so it's Brad Bird that I had heard.
Oh, you heard Brad Bird was on the docket?
Brad Bird was like very rumored.
Wow. I would have.
But he's working on the new Incredibles, so I don't know.
Did they bring him back for Incredibles 2?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay, then I have a little more faith in that, dude. Because I was like, fuck that, I'm not watching it.
Yeah, no, they're
Because I'm
back.
tired of Pixar and their sequels.
And their
dude.
sequels, yeah, no, but they're on back.
But if
for
Brett
it.
Bird's coming back, dude, fuck yeah, dude.
Trying to think. I had somebody in my mind that I thought would be good, but I completely forgot. I was basically kind of like, I was either like, let Ryan Johnson do 2 or bring back fucking JJ. What I'm talking about with Quentin Tarantino, and I can't believe you haven't heard this. Do you remember the other day when I was like, when we were talking about Star Trek Beyond, and I was like, God damn, dude, like, so good. I hope they make another one. It's going into production.
Okay.
Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino and JJ and Paramount have greenlit it, and his one fucking stipulation, rated R. So we're going to have a rated R Quentin Tarantino Star Trek movie that he pitched to them. They didn't go to him. He pitched a Star Trek movie to them. They greenlit it, and it's going to be rated R. I'm intrigued, but I'm also kind of like, that's not Star Trek.
Dude, you're blowing my mind right now,
That's-
but a rated
that's
R
happening.
Star Trek?
Yeah, and not only that, he's like, it has to be rated R. So I'm just like,
It's just Samuel L. Jackson
but
running
I'm like,
around with an afro yelling at
why?
Klingons.
Like, but why?
Yeah.
Like, what are you like trying to put into it?
What are you bringing to Star
like, if
Trek?
you don't let me do it rated R, it's gonna fuck up my vision. And I'm like, what is your vision of Star Trek that becomes rated R?
Yeah.
So I'm terrified
Yeah.
and intrigued.
You're blowing my mind, dude.
Yeah, this is like pretty breaking news.
Jesus Christ, dude. I can't
Yeah.
believe I didn't know that.
And JJ fucking in Paramount gave it the fucking thumbs up.
Huh.
And he and another guy are writing it. Like Quentin Tarantino and some other guy are writing, and Quentin Tarantino is going to direct a Star Trek. I have no idea about the returning cast. I have no idea about anything.
Oh my god, dude.
How does that make you feel?
Let's imagine that he is doing it straight up Star Trek.
Okay.
Maybe a little more violent.
Yeah.
That's where I don't see him motherfucking his way. You know, like I don't I made the joke while you were talking. I don't know if you heard me.
Yeah, it's the same.
It's just Samuel L. Jackson with an afro yelling
Yeah.
at Klingons, you know, calling everybody a motherfucker, talking about his huge black dingus.
Yeah.
Let's take out that and assume that it's just violence, and maybe we're getting maybe we're getting a Klingon war or a Romulan war. Because I'm assuming that it's going to be based on classic Star Trek as well.
Yeah.
Because that's where he rides in that 70s,
That's
60s.
what I was going to say. I'm thinking it's going to be like Star Trek the motion picture slow.
Yeah.
With like
Well, 'cause
bursts of intense violence.
That's what I'm thinking, dude. Like Tarantino level dialogue.
Yeah. Which could be great.
Well, because I'm thinking
could feel like a Star Trek episode.
I'm seeing Reservoir Dogs conversations. I'm seeing Hateful Eight conversations.
I'm thinking Hateful Eight
mixed
style.
with
There's
with
tension there. There's problems. And I like that. But then when he said when it was hard stipulation on rated R,
It has
I'm
to
like,
be rated R.
what part of? Because the fact that he put that up front before he would even do it,
Oh,
I'm like,
rated
I'm like,
R
what
Star Trek?
What part are you thinking of where you're like, if they don't let me do a rated R, I won't be able to do this? Because I know he's a fan of like movies are rated R.
Oh yeah.
But maybe it's just language. I don't even know.
Dude.
Maybe
See, you're thinking language. I'm thinking violence.
Maybe
That's funny.
well, yeah, but I'm also thinking because I'm just wondering
because it's
what if
got to
it's-
be one or the other.
what if
with
it's
him.
just a place of being like, I don't like people like making me censor myself or change things or
That could
blah,
be
blah,
it.
blah. And he goes, so if I do that, I'm pretty much open
Yeah,
to
what if-
any idea
oh my
I
God.
have.
Yeah, no, I like what you're saying here. What if it's not language and it's not violence? He just wants to do whatever the fuck he wants, so he wants to be unlimited.
And should he
That's
think of a
interesting.
scene that's very violent or think of a scene that has strong language or whatever?
Because I'm trying to think.
He's not writing to a rating.
Yeah.
He can write whatever he wants.
Yeah. It's got to be language or violence if it's
Yeah.
anything, because he doesn't do sexual content.
No.
Like,
No.
he's never gone, fucking hardcore sex scenes or
No.
anything like that. It's just violence and language.
And male on male rape, but yeah.
Well, yeah. Jesus, yeah.
A couple times.
Yeah. We'll just get Klingons raping Spock.
But you're right. It's not grotesque like rape scenes where like titties are coming out. Or
Yeah.
It's not old B movie, 80s B movie shit.
Yeah, no. Yeah. God, dude, we're not watching poor Myrna
Myrna
Circus get
yeah.
fucking raped. Jesus
Exactly.
Christ.
Nah.
Nah.
I gotta be able
put
to
your
light.
tits
I gotta be
out.
able to light the scene.
I gotta get the lighting on your tits. Put them out.
Yeah.
God, poor fucking girl, dude.
So it's
Thank
like-
God she got a good job on like Next Generation, where no one expected.
Yeah,
her to
but
do that shit.
it's hard to be mad with like an amazing filmmaker
God.
that like could change shit up is coming to make a Star Trek, but at the same time, it's like I kind of wanted to see.
Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg
No, dude.
do his thing again.
It was funny, dude, because we were like I was
and
saying
I'm
with
like,
Star,
and
like
the
I was saying with
cast
Star
probably
Wars.
isn't gonna return. Like,
Do you think so?
no,
Because I think with the way Chris Pine's going with his career, I would see him coming back for Kirk.
I feel like
I'd
I
see exactly
feel
Quinto coming back.
like Quentin Tarantino would just be like, but I'm also gonna cast it
yeah, yeah.
because he came to them. So
Yeah.
I don't feel like they were like showed interest,
So-
and then they're like, okay, well, can you make this movie for us? And he's like, I think I can make that work. I think he had an idea for a Star Trek film because he's a fucking crazy person.
Yeah.
And came to them with this crazy person's idea, and they were like, well, we weren't really planning, we didn't have any solid plans to make another one.
Yeah.
So fuck it. Star Trek is really in right now. We got Orville, we got the new Star Trek. People are kind of split on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the last film did very well. Or I don't know if it did well, but it was well received. And
People liked it. I don't know if
yeah,
it did
I don't.
well.
That's why I said I don't know if it did well.
Yeah.
And they're like, like fuck it. Let's just. It doesn't need to be the same movie. It's just Star Trek.
Dude, you're blowing my mind, dude. Because, like, what you're positing is possibly a non-Enterprise focused Star Trek.
Possibly.
That's what I'm interpreting. What we're talking about.
Yeah.
Here. We're getting a whole new crew, whole new ship, maybe.
I just don't see. I don't see
Jesus.
him. I don't see him coming to them and having like that cast in mind with his idea. If he did, I'm kind of like, good on you. Like,
Yeah.
like holy shit, man. Like, you've got these crazy ideas, and you
Sulu might actually get to do shit.
and you like the cast, but like, I kind of just, I'm like, those guys aren't weird enough for him.
Yeah. No, it's funny, dude. That blows my mind. Someone recently asked him if he would ever do a comic book movie.
Yeah.
And he said no. If I ever did one, though, I would want to do Luke Cage.
Mm-hmm.
And that blew my fucking mind, dude. Because he talked about he would want to do Luke Cage or like Luke Cage and Iron Fist. I am so on board for a Quentin Tarantino Luke Cage.
I would watch that in a fucking heartbeat.
It would be so dope, dude. Like, dude, if they just gave him all the gritty street level dudes, Daredevil, Luke Cage, even Punisher, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Even,
but also, like, let's look at this at like like just a base level. And
this
like,
is what blows my mind is it's Star Trek.
Sci-fi
Tarantino. He's never done anything like this.
I'm also kind of like, what the fuck is that going to look like? And they're going to shoot it on like fucking 100mm film.
We're not getting any lens flares, I'll tell you that.
No, fuck.
It's all going to be on 75.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I'm also kind of like, dude, he went to JJ, and like him and JJ are working together, and like I know they've done like roundtables together and stuff before.
Yeah.
But they're like so separate and like big Hollywood, and like Tarantino's big Hollywood.
Yeah. Let's not lie about it.
it.
Oh, dude, I just watched for the first time, speaking of Tarantino, I just watched Jackie Brown.
Okay.
Fucking kick-ass movie,
Really?
dude. That's the one Tarantino I
say,
haven't seen aside from Django.
Same.
And,
yeah. I think it's those two I haven't seen.
Dude,
Oh, I haven't seen Inglourious Bastards.
Don't watch Inglourious Bastards.
But
no, dude, watch Jackie Brown.
and I
Fucking
heard
super
Jackie
good.
Brown was like his most
Dude.
like less juvenile, I guess, is what I've
It's
heard.
very solid.
Yeah.
It's very solid, dude. I really enjoyed it very, very much.
So
Yeah, no, dude.
yeah, I was
sci-fi Tarantino.
yeah, I was so pumped when I was like, oh, he hasn't heard about this yet.
No, dude, you blew
It's
my mind.
Everybody's
with
freaking
that.
out about it.
I was joking. And you were just like, yeah, Tarantino Star Trek. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Came to them, and that's what blows my... Because here's the thing, like...
Because, like, he has outright said he doesn't want to do genre movies like that. Sci-fi or comic or any of that.
So that's why I'm like... I want to be like, ugh, rated R, gritty Star Trek, I don't really care. Tarantino, but I'm like, loved fucking Hateful Eight. Tarantino is a great filmmaker. And...
His dialogues are great. You know, you take the cuss words out, it still holds up. It's
Yeah,
good
oh,
dialogue.
yeah, no, he's a master. And just... I want to know, because it's like... I want to know what would spark... I just have to know...
Where did he get the inspiration?
I was going to say, I just have to know what is going to come from the man being like, I have an idea for a fucking Star Trek movie.
I want to do a Star Trek movie. It's going to be great.
I've got this amazing...
fucking
To the
great.
point where, like, he's going to go and make... Like, is so pumped up about it.
That he's actually going to
go
make
it happen.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Dude, I don't even know what to say about that, man, because I was joking when I was just like, Quentin Tarantino, and you were like, oh, you haven't heard.
Yeah, because he's such a... he's like a Wes Anderson type.
Yeah.
Where it's like he has a style to his film.
Oh, yeah, there's a Tarantino film.
So it's like, I don't want it to
How
be...
much of it is
I don't
going
want it to be
out of-
Star Trek with like, oh yeah, fuck you, and they all start blasting each other, but it's like, with Hateful Eight...
It's all filmed out of order.
Yeah,
so
with
you gotta-
Hateful Eight, it devolved into that, but
Yeah.
before that,
Yeah.
it was like smart, it was
Hateful Eight is...
It was suspenseful, it had a lot of different elements that weren't in his other films.
Well, we talked about it when we did our cast on it, dude.
Yeah.
Hateful Eight is probably my favorite Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
Up until then, it was Reservoir Dogs, which was his like first film.
So I think, yeah, and I think he's just kind of evolved. You know, I think he might be growing and evolving as a filmmaker. So
Plus, like where he is in his career now, he can do whatever
He can do
the
whatever he
hell
wants,
he
too.
wants, man. He wants to do a Star Trek movie? Do it.
yeah,
Yeah, God, this is so interesting to me. It's terrifying. But
also
it's
terrifying.
so
But at the same
interesting.
time, clearly, if they greenlit this, they had no plans to do one in the first place.
No, well, like, I mean, look at when you watch the opening credits for Beyond, how many random off-the-wall
Yeah.
production
It's like
studios were
Alibaba
involved
and all
in
this
that.
other bullshit.
Yeah, like, who the hell are half these people?
yeah, they were definitely scraping around money for that one.
Which blows my mind because, like, Into Darkness didn't do terrible.
no, it's not like it did bad. Like, people didn't like it after the fact.
Yeah,
And not only that, it did well critically, too. It was like Star Trek fans didn't like it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they weren't interested in making it anymore. And now Tarantino comes up, he's like, I'm going to put the fuck word in Star Trek. And they're
Yeah.
just like, shit.
Which I guess is already in Star Trek right now. Maybe he watched Discovery and was just like, I like it. Because I hear the fuck word is already in Discovery.
Yeah, no, I saw a Penny Arcade comic
Yeah.
strip where they were just like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah.
That's funny. The whole time we've been talking about this, I was like, was that what that strip was about? And I was like, no, because I read the article,
No.
and it was just about Discovery.
Yeah.
We were talking for a while.
This is the first 2-hour podcast. Actually, we've done one before, but I split it into 2 episodes.
Oh, yeah, we did.
But
Oh, dude, that blows my mind, man. I am all on board. I'm on board, dude. I think it's fresh. I think it's new. I hope he minds his P's and Q's because I don't need ultra violence. I don't need cuss words in my Star Trek, dude. But like, I trust the guy.
I feel like
He's
if he,
good at what he
if
does.
he wanted to make it, he understands what he's making. Like,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think he's like, I can bring this to it. It's not like he made something up. You know what I mean?
Kirk's just walking down the aisle to fucking some kind of 70s funk, dude.
And I'm very much interested in the
Uhura's just smoking weed in her quarters.
very much interested in the
Just got an
visual
afro.
style of what's going to happen with that.
Oh
How
my
he decides
God.
to film a bridge and space.
Yeah, definitely
And
gonna get no
bangs.
lens flares, that's for
Yeah.
sure. That's nuts to me, dude. Yeah, dude. We'd get long one camera shots.
Mm-hmm. He's going to be like, I'm taking all the gravity out of the set. Y'all are going to know what it's like. And they're all like wires.
They're all
I
just
see
wires
him.
and floating around, dude. Yeah,
He
it's
takes
just
them all on those planes that do the sharp dive, that do the 0G.
Exactly.
And he's just like, act! Just insane.
Oh my god, that's bananas.
So
to
at
me,
first
dude.
it terrified me, and the more I thought about it, I was like, that's interesting.
That's really cool, dude. God, that's really cool.
Very interesting. All right, I think we're going to call it there.
Are we gonna call it?
Yeah, I don't know, unless you want to keep going.
I got nothing after that, dude. You just
Pretty much sums it up. All right, this has been the Mighty Fish Podcast.
Thanks for
I
listening,
hope you
guys.
enjoyed this. We tried to get one out there before.
Our big one. We
Before
got the
next
big one
week.
coming.
We got Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
We're gonna go heavy on that one.
That will be out
We also got a Christmas special coming up for you guys.
Friday morning, and we do have the Christmas special, which will be out before Christmas.
Yeah, we're gonna see the movie Star Wars. We're gonna come back, record, out in the morning.
Edit out in the morning.
Yep.
We got that coming, and then some Christmas specials, and just whatever the hell we feel like. We'll be free for a couple
We
months.
were talking about doing like a year-end review as
Yeah,
well.
we might do the stuff we haven't talked about year end. Check, catch up on the things we haven't seen,
Mhm.
like we did last year. Yeah, but I'm glad we got this one out for you guys, just to hold you over. Fucking in 1 week's time, look forward to
Star Wars extravaganza.
Star Wars, and then a nice little Christmas special. We like
Yeah.
the specials.
Yeah, we like doing the Christmas specials. We like doing the holiday ones.
Yeah. So you can find us on all major podcasting sources such as iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, etc. We are also on YouTube. We are Mighty Fish Productions. You can find us on twitch.tv/Mighty Fish Productions. We're on Twitter @MightyFishPod. We're also on Instagram. Just kidding. We don't have that yet, but we should.
We should. We're really bad about tweeting.
Also look, yeah, we really are. Also look forward to my new fan fiction. You can find that at Mighty Fish Pod. It'll be out on fanfic.net. It's going to be.
Are you doing this?
It's
for real
going
now?
to be. Yes, for real. It's going to be if Billy was actually Jason in Stranger Things. So look forward to that. Hi.
He's just beating the shit out of the rest of the Rangers. Smoking in the.
Yeah.
See you here with the Pink Ranger. What's going on?
Finishing up the chapters that I've been working on. So I have been.
That got me, dude.
your
That
host.
got me good.
I have been your host, Ryan. Joined
I'm still Josh.
Josh, and we will catch you on the other side of
Tomorrow.
Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Da,